led by Benjamin Netanyahu, are in a pickle. If they don't restart the war and destroy Hamas, their whims, and restarting a war gets harder and harder by the day. Netanyahu knows this. Take a listen. Pay attention to the subtitles.
ואני פה להגיד לחברים כאן, הלוחמים כאן,
Nothing will stop them except American pressure, because American pressure has already stopped the Israelis. Israel had Hamas on the run. Israel had the tactical momentum, and they stopped for political reasons. You can't help but smile when you see the reunion, seriously. When you see little girls hugging their parents after 50 days in underground tunnels. When you see mothers reunited with their kids. It's what we all want. But President Biden's oath of office isn't to the hostages or their families. It's to all of us. He's the commander-in-chief to keep all of us safe. Hamas and Iran are not tired of winning. With that, we bring in Dan Senor, former foreign policy advisor to the Bush administration, also the author of The Genius of Israel, Surprising Resilience of a Divided Nation in a Turbulent World. I know the title was written before the events of October 7th, and it's proved prescient. You know the Middle East better than just about anybody. Am I wrong here?
Look, I think that the Israeli government probably did the right thing. I can't second guess them in doing this original hostage exchange and getting, for the few days of ceasefire, and then even extending it a couple days. And I think they're getting the hostages that they're getting back, which Hamas did not want to give up, not because anyone restrained Israel's military action, but because Israel's military action was so effective. They unleashed military might on Gaza, and that completely rattled the Hamas leadership, especially Yahya Sinwar, in terms of what he was willing to give up in this hostage deal now versus a couple weeks ago. The IDF has been effective, and that has incentivized Sinwar and Hamas to give up hostages. But so no one should think that restraining Israel is the way to actually resolve this crisis. If anything, it's empowering Israel, which is dealing with a genocidal entity on its southern border that poses an existential threat. And I want to be very clear about that, Leland. It's an existential threat to Israel. That is to say, there are a couple hundred thousand people in southern Israel who've had to leave, who've had to relocate to other parts of the country because it's not safe.
Yeah, no, Dan, no argument. Look, I've been in southern Israel. I've been under more rocket attacks from Hamas than I care to remember, especially a couple that came a little too close for comfort. But this would be my question, right? If you're Israel that needs to take care of this existential threat, you know that you're getting lectured to by an increasingly embattled Joe Biden about international law and the like. There were huge pushes and pressure on Israel to stop and for humanitarian pauses and all this other kind of stuff. Are we to believe that Israel is then going to just restart this war against Hamas if they get all their hostages back? I just am trying to play this out beyond how nice it is that the hostages have come back.
The answer is yes, and I'll tell you why. There are twin goals in this military operation. One is getting all the hostages back, but it's also, as you saw firsthand, what that threat can pose to southern Israel. Now, I have independent analysts who say, well, if Israelis can't live in southern Israel, they can move to other parts of the country. They can move farther north. They can move to Ashkelon. They can move to Beersheba. But what they don't appreciate, if any one part of Israel is unsafe, the entire country is unsafe, which is why the threat is an existential threat. It's not like Israelis can say, I'm not going to live here, I'll live there. Once Israelis think certain parts of the country are not safe, they will leave the country, which is why it's imperative that Israel plow ahead, even if they get all their hostages back.
No, I'm not arguing whether it's imperative that they do. I'm just wondering about the pressure to not plow ahead that they're going to get, which I don't see how. They will get a lot of pressure. Yeah, they're going to face enormous amounts of pressure, right?
Yeah, they're going to get a lot of pressure. President Biden has, even though he makes comments from time to time urging Israel to be more mindful of civilian casualties and be, kind of more selective in where it targets, which I think are, these are ridiculous expectations being placed upon Israel. It goes to more lengths than any government, any military in the world. I got 30 seconds. I'll give you the last word.
How does what's happened not embolden Iran and its proxies at all? Everything, take the events the past 45 days. They are emboldened, are they not?
There's no question. I mean, they look. You can see it. Look at what Iran is doing, empowering the Houthis and empowering different players in Syria to be hitting U.S. military targets and Israeli military targets. Hezbollah has been sort of restrained in the north, but no, Iran is lighting things up a little bit. I mean, you can see it in their actions.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.